We're back with Adrienne Pena-Garza, the chairman of the Hidalgo County Republican Party. We're talking about Hispanics and Latinos voting Republican. Adrienne, let me ask you this. It seems to me the great significance of this is not merely that Republicans, if Republicans could win a sizable minority, let alone majority of the Latino vote, they would lock up the state of Texas for the foreseeable future. Texas would not be under any danger of going blue. But it seems to me a second momentously important thing is that the left has been using this kind of woke ideology, the ideology of white supremacy. And nothing discredits that ideology more than Latinos, the country's largest minority, beginning to drift in the face of all these accusations toward the Republican camp. So do you see the real importance of what's going down in South Texas? And do you feel a sense of kind of almost historical importance in what you're doing down there?
Definitely. I see more women, stepping up to the challenge and wanting to run for office. We had a candidate by the name of Monica de la Cruz Hernandez that lost by 2 percentage points. And she is just a strong, fierce force to be reckoned with, very confident and a small business owner. And like myself, somebody who does struggle with dyslexia, dyscalculia, which is much like dyslexia, but empowered by what, President Trump, people will talk about, gosh, you guys are just big Trumpers. Well, it wasn't just about the red hat. It's about freedom. It's about knowing that we as individuals can support whoever we want, regardless of their color of skin, and, be empowered to help encourage others to hold the banner, because we won't be here forever, and it needs to continue. These conservative principles are worth fighting for.
Now, traditionally, the Republican Party has, I think it's fair to say, kind of neglected the Valley, probably because they thought it was solid blue. You have shaken that up. Is the GOP starting to take notice, not just at the state level, but at the national level?
I think so. And we do have more leaders like yourself that are willing to speak up for us. Who doesn't love the underdog, right? And, knowing that the main force that I believe is supporting us is God. The area is strongly, traditionally conservative. And I believe more and more Hispanics and more here on the southern border will wake up because of the Democratic policies that are moving so far to the left. Republicans, conservatives here in the Valley, I believe will see that we don't want an AOC America.
Right. And, every time we go to the Valley, I always have this sense of deja vu, because I left the Valley in 1989. And I have to say, Adrienne, every time I go back, the only thing that's different to me are those windmills. I see that and I'm like, okay, this is not 1989 because of that. But everything else, the dilapidated buildings, the old houses, just the poverty. So perhaps maybe one of the candidates can do something like Kim Klacik, write a commercial like that where it shows this is where we've been, but this is where we're going. I'm going to get people out of poverty, and not by pandering to you and by giving you handouts, because we know that doesn't help people. It keeps them in poverty. And the Valley has been in poverty for many, many years. And no one seems to come out of poverty. So perhaps even that would be a great platform for future candidates.
Most definitely. I agree.
I think part of what Debbie's saying is the Hispanics, in a way, are at the crossroads. There is the Democrats have managed to essentially ruin a lot of African American communities, particularly inner city communities, by creating this kind of cycle of destructiveness and dependency. It's really hard to get out of once you get into it. Is this a message that you can communicate to Hispanics and say, listen, there is the road of dependency. We can go down that road. It offers some short-term benefits, but long-term it's very corrosive to our families and, in fact, to our traditional culture. Or we can take the road of upward mobility. You can say the road of the ladder that offers us hope and opportunity and offers us the American dream.
Definitely. Now, one of the things that I've noticed down here in the Valley is they'll have parades. A lot of these Democrats, they'll have trucks and they'll be throwing out candies at the community. And the people will run towards the vehicles to get candy. And so I think what you're saying has a lot to do with that. That we don't need to be just given things. We need to have jobs, job creation, economic development. Those are the things that are going to help us pick us up by the bootstraps.
I want to ask you a question about the border issue, because many people think that Latinos being on the border are great champions of illegal immigration, and that this is going to be a winning issue for the Democrats. How do people down at the border in McAllen, in Brownsville, in all those Harlingen, in those border communities, how do they feel about Biden's policies on the border?
Well, I can tell you because, I am a third to fourth generation Texan, but my husband is a first generation. So I hear both sides. And the cartel is profiting from this battle on the border. The going rate is $2,500 a person that the cartel is profiting. We had 170,000 cross illegally last month. This is not making our neighbors in Mexico very happy. Those that are crossing legally, that have crossed legally for work, they can't right now. But those that want to come illegally can come and go as they please. And it's a travesty that something needs to be done. Infuriating.
Well, we just want you to know that anything that we can do, the two of us, to help you down there, please let us know, because this is very close to Debbie's heart, but I also see the political significance of it. And so, if you need us to come down there, or quite frankly, if you need some bagfuls of candy to throw out from Republican trucks, we'll be happy. Why not?
We don't do that.
No, but the point about it is, if people look at candy, and candy symbolizes prosperity and abundance, and then I'm ready to supply some candy.
Wait a minute. Yeah, we like Adrienne said, we don't need handouts. People need to know that working for that candy is the way forward.
No, it is. But all I'm saying is, I'd also think the traditional Republican Party we're the party of Scrooge. Right. They're the party of Santa Claus. Who do you like better, Scrooge or Santa Claus?
Exactly. I know. But you know what, Adrienne, keep up the hard work, the good work, because that dream of turning the Valley red, I feel like it's going to be a reality, thanks to people like you that are working hard and helping with the message and the messaging.
Thank you. We love to cook, guys. So please, if you want to come to the Valley, we'll cook for you. You can stay with us.
Let us know what we can do. All right. Thanks, Adrienne. It's a real pleasure. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you
so much.